So, today is December 21st, 2020. The 2020 vision that we've been trying to receive all year. And you may have discovered your newfound power that you received today, but you may not know how to use it. So, let's jump into that on how to use your superpowers on this week's episode of Moving Forward Initiative. Alrighty then. So, you got new superpowers. Hooray! You've made it through the whole entire year, and now the veil has lifted. December 21st, 2020 is the year or the date of the great conjuncture. This is where Jupiter and Saturn kind of duke it out a little bit, and now on the night sky of this day, you can see Jupiter and Saturn with the naked eye. How cool is that? But we're here to talk about the superpowers that the universe has given us today. Now, these superpowers may not be as flashy as a Marvel or DC comic book superhero, but it is really, really great. Now, back in 2012, December 21st, 2012, you may recall of this day, the same exact day, and people were talking about this is going to be the end of existence or the end of the world because of just the Mayan calendar. That was the last date that was predicted. Back in 2012, I had discovered from my own personal journeys that it was the end of the beginning, if that makes sense. And now, in 2020, everybody is talking about this is the correct day, not necessarily as an apocalyptic day as they were talking about back in 2012, but the Great Awakening, the quote-unquote Age of Aquarius. Now, I don't necessarily think that we are fully into the Age of Aquarius. I definitely think that that will come in time. It is just more so of the beginning of the Age of Aquarius. Everything is starting to shift. Everything is starting to change. People are waking up to things that we weren't awakened to in the past 10 years, 20 years, and more. People are starting to understand things or understand certain things that are going on and within this reality that we live in. And that's the superpower. You're waking up from this dark sleep that you've been living in for a long time. The veil is being lifted today. And there is no going back. There's no going back. As I speak to you right now, people are on social media talking about this day and how they're getting superpowers because of some viral tweet. But people are laughing about it, but it's a good thing. It's a really, really good thing because people are aware of what is supposed to happen. It may not be as science fiction-y as a Marvel movie, but people are waking up. People are acknowledging that something is occurring right now. There is a great shift that is being upon us. It's on us right now. And the reason why we know it is because of the Age of Aquarius, the information age. Everything that we are doing is on our phones, it's on our computers, it's on our television. All of these things, all of this information is being transferred to us through technology. We have more and more and more knowledge than we did back in the Stone Ages, like a long time ago. And when I mean the Stone Ages, I mean the 90s, the 80s, the 50s, the 60s. Before then, of course, but these times that people were living in during those times, people didn't have this much information. You had to go to a library, or you had to go overseas, or certain, parts of America, or wherever you're from, certain parts of the world, to see and get the information that's being told to you, or whether that's family generational kind of things that's been told to you. Somebody told you all of the things that has happened from their perspective. But now we are living in a time where the technology is telling those things to us. And what I want you to understand or understand about today's date, the newfound superpower that you possess right now, is that everything that you've learned before must be relearned. One of my favorite quotes is from Master Yoda in the Star Wars movies. He says, you have to unlearn what you've learned. You have to unlearn what you've learned. Everything that you have been taught about from parents, from teachers, from friends, from family, all of these lessons or things that people have taught you need to go out the window. I'm being very honest. And everything that you're listening to me on, of course, take everything with the tiniest grain of salt. But everything that you've been taught needs to go out the window. It is time for us to be in the moment of what the age of Aquarius is supposed to bring to us. Forget about everything that happened in the age of Pisces. The age of Pisces was all about dreams and illusions and believable things that people wanted to believe in. It was about the belief system. That's why you have in Christianity, you have the fish. And in the Bible, Jesus talks about the man with the pale water. That's the age of Aquarius. We go through them all the time. It's a great reset. That's all it is. And it's been telling you all the time about every single reset that's happened on Mother Earth. The reset button has always happened. And you have to understand, scratch that, you have to understand that this is a game. It is a simulation. No different from the games that you play on your television, on any kind of PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo. It's no different from that. And this is a great reset. It is an update, just like you give an update to those systems in your computers and your phones. You're looking at me through a phone right now, probably, or a computer or a television. It has an update. And that's what the age of Aquarius is. That's what the age of Pisces was. It's a reset. In each age, you have a new deity. And you always have a polar opposite of that deity. We may not see right now what's going to happen with that outcome of things, because right now we still live with the deities of, like in the Bible you have Jesus or God, and you have the devil, the polar opposites. There's always got to be polar opposites just because of the realm that we live in. And in the next age, there's going to be polar opposites. It's going to be the same thing. It's just that the deity will be different. The deity that will probably emerge out of the age of Aquarius is technology. It is technology, because that is the push forward of what is to come. And then it will have a polar opposite. I don't know what that polar opposite will be, but from what I've been channeling from within, from my own self, and just researching for my own self, you can tell the pattern. You can see the pattern. And I know to you, you probably are like, he sounds crazy and just unknowledgeable about certain things, but trust in your own intuition. Trust in your own intuition. And like I said previously, take everything that I say with a grain, the tiniest grain of salt. Because everything that I say may not come true tomorrow. And it may not come true next month. But it will eventually happen. We just probably won't see it right now. We're probably going to see it as we age, but we won't see it because these ages take a long time to flourish. Think about the age that we were coming from, the age of Pisces. That lasted for thousands of years. That's a long time. And to put it in perspective, we are seeing the beginning of the age of Aquarius. That is beautiful. You're seeing how in the next hundreds of years out of this, you will see how in the history books, they're going to change. They're going to change. And in the religious texts, they're going to change. And I'm telling you this because you probably won't get this from any spiritual teacher on YouTube right now. And these are the things that I've put into perspective by doing the research and stepping within my own self and just trying to understand and understand what this universe is about. It is a dance. It is literally just a dance, a waltz. I always when I tell people this, I always think, when I say the dance, that I always think about the movie Cinderella, the Disney movie Cinderella, and how they're in a ballroom and everybody's in the ballroom and, you know, they're dancing. And back in the day, the dances, you dance with one person and you go to another person, and then you go to another person, and then you meet right back up with the person that you started with. It comes full circle. It's circles and cycles. And each cycle has to repeat itself. Scratch that. It doesn't have to repeat itself, but we allow it to because we don't learn from it. And that's the message of all of this. We have to learn from the past mistakes that our ancestors and that people before us have made and not repeat the cycles over and over again. As individuals, Don't really think too much on the broader scale, because we have to always focus on self first. We have to focus on self. And that is, my friends, on how you have gotten your superpowers. Now it is time to go out in the world, look at it from a different viewpoint. It's okay to watch certain things or research certain things that brings up certain conspiracies. It's okay for that. Just always take things with a grain of salt. You're awakened now. Take things with a grain of salt and always look for the outcome of things. When it comes to the things that go on in this universe, it will not always happen within a year's worth of time, because time doesn't exist. It really doesn't. That is a dimension that we've added on top of other dimensions that we live in. So, just understand that every single thing will always come out. Nothing is new under the sun, and it will always play out. When you research it, it is there for you to research the synchronicities, the patterns that come out of it. When you look up things, you see numbers, you see patterns in the numbers, and the angels there talking to you. You're not looking at this video on coincidence. And you're not looking at the next video. And the video before this, it's not a coincidence. You are meant to see it. The algorithms are telling you that you are meant to see it, and it is there for you to see. But I cannot stress this enough, that everything will come to the light. So, with that being said, I hope that you utilize your newfound superpower, or if you've already found your superpower a long time ago, congratulations. I'm so glad that you have made it out of the veil. Some people may have gotten left behind. I'm so sorry. But now it is time to do the work. It is time to move forward. That is what this channel is about. We have to move forward with all of the things that we have done in the past and stay present to build the better futures that we truly desire for ourselves, that we came down on earth as spirits to fulfill for ourselves. I hope you like and subscribe to my channel. There's going to be more great content like this coming on in the next weeks and days. And I hope that you guys stay great out there with your new superpowers. Thanks, peace, and love. See you in the next one.